Tornadoes tear through Oklahoma. We'll take a look at early voting results. And tomorrow is Election Day. Transit services are offering free rides to the polls. Details on all of this coming up on the KGOU AM News Brief for Monday, November 4th. I'm Nick Daniels. Oklahomans are picking up the pieces after tornadoes damaged structures, flipped vehicles, and brought down power poles in the overnight hours of Sunday morning. The areas hit the hardest were around Choctaw and Harrah, as well as southeast Oklahoma City. That's where Governor Kevin Stitt addressed the media before touring the damage Sunday afternoon.
I guess give you a quick update. So I've declared a emergency declaration for 6 of the counties affected. We so far have 100 homes that have been damaged statewide.
11 people had to be transported to local hospitals, but authorities say their injuries are not life-threatening. No fatalities were reported. The National Weather Service rated the tornado near Sooner Road in I-240 and the twister near Harrah as EF3s among the multiple tornadoes that touched down early Sunday. Damage assessments continue. Newcastle Elementary was damaged from Sunday storms, and classes there will be held virtually today and tomorrow. The threat for more severe weather continues today. You can visit the National Weather Service website for the latest information. Turning now to the election, Oklahoma voters took advantage of early voting in record numbers ahead of Tuesday's general election. KGOU's Logan Layden has the final numbers from the state election board.
Nearly 300,000 in-person early votes were cast from Wednesday through Saturday, in the first general election since the state expanded early voting to 4 days. That easily surpasses early voting numbers from previous elections, including during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. A deeper look at the numbers show Republicans with the early vote advantage, with about 182,000 ballots cast. Democrats notched about 74,000 votes, and independents about 34,000. When absentee voting by mail statistics are included, the total number of people who have already voted in Oklahoma approaches 400,000. I'm Logan Layden.
Native American voter turnout has long lagged in Oklahoma and across the country, but tribal nations are working to change that.
Cherokee Nation Principal Chief Chuck Hoskin Jr. puts it simply.
Sovereignty is uniquely on the ballot in Oklahoma, so there's lots of reasons that we should move natives to the polls, both locally in Oklahoma and across the country.
Native voters are often ignored by political campaigns. U.S. Census Bureau data of voters by race leaves them out of their racial profile data. Here in Oklahoma, indigenous voters are especially important. In the 2023 legislative session, a handful of bills involved tribal sovereignty, with many landing in the Oklahoma Supreme Court. This year's ballot asks Oklahomans if they want to keep the same Supreme Court justices who voted favorably on these bills. Other initiatives, such as Rock the Native Vote and Warrior Up to Vote, have toured across the state to increase indigenous voter turnout. I'm Katie Hallam.
For some voters in tomorrow's general election, transportation to the polls may be a barrier. OPMX's Abigail Sikowski reports on free transit options for Election Day.
In Oklahoma City, Embark has declared Election Day a fare-free day. Its fixed-route bus, Zone 1 ADA paratransit services, Rapid Line, and streetcar will come at no cost Tuesday. Embark's services span all across Oklahoma City, as well as a route in Norman. In Tulsa, Metrolink will offer free rides on Election Day as well. The services without fares will include its fixed-route transit, paratransit, and Microlink commuter car transit. Transit riders in Tulsa will not need a ticket or sticker to be eligible for free rides. Metrolink offers transit across the city of Tulsa and its surrounding regions. To prepare for Election Day, voters using free transit can plan their rides ahead of time online at embarkok.com or metrolinkok.org. I'm Abigail Sikowski.
Now in Oklahoma, employers must allow their employees who are registered to vote 2 hours to go to the polls. For more information about how this law applies, you can visit the Oklahoma State Election Board website, elections.ok.gov. You'll find more news at our website, including a voter guide at kgou.org. We also invite you to subscribe to the KGOU PM News Brief podcast for additional news.
No matter what happens in Washington, the NPR Politics Podcast is here for you. For the latest news, insights, and analysis from the election and beyond, listen to the NPR Politics Podcast.